Hey, hi community. Today we will discuss about what is firewall. So you must have heard about firewall. You must have heard about it. Maybe the developer might use, or sometimes maybe the network engineer use, or the cloud engineer use. So at some time or another, people use like due to the firewall that is not working, or due to anything can happen due to the legitimacy of any network. Maybe that might occur due to the unrecognized way or the recognized way. Some issue might can happen here and there. So that's how firewall plays a role in the network legitimacy. Okay, so let's understand about it. So what is firewall? First of all, firewall is nothing, as name itself is clear. If you think about, if you see here, like there will be some wall which network has to pass to access something. Suppose some networks are coming, then they have to pass this network, they have to pass this wall, okay, this wall, then only they can access. So that's how the name termed as firewall. So as an example, if you understand here, suppose this is an external network like me and you and people like us, okay. So external network in the sense lot of IPs, of course, like we used to access the internet with our IP, right? So external network in the reference of IP, there are n number of IPs in the external network, right? So whenever we try to access something, okay, understand this, whenever we try to access something, at that time firewall exists in some network. They use a service called as an firewall, which checks whether our network is legitimate to access the internal network. Understand again, from external network n number of IPs are there. If we are accessing something from our IP where firewall is present and there is the internal network, so firewall checks the legitimacy of the network that we are carrying, that our IP belongs. So it checks the legitimacy of the network and then allow us to access the internal network. So that's what pretty much firewall does. And in AWS there is already a service called AWS Firewall, so that people use it for this purpose. So that is the basic concept about it. That's how firewall works. So in network we used to send the data packet, and whenever external network try to access it. So what firewall does, it protects the unauthorization access, it protects the unauthorized access to your internal network. So any such issues cannot happen, any might attack cannot happen, any unauthorized people may not be able to access our internal network. So for that purpose we use we use firewall, sorry. So let's understand in definition wise and one pretty much small example. First, this is a firewall is a type of network security system that keeps an eye on regulates incoming and outgoing network traffic. So this is incoming, right? And this will be outgoing. So network traffic in accordance with pre-established security rules, whatever has been developed underneath of the firewall, that we call as an pre-established security rules. In most cases, firewall creates a wall between I told you, no, authorized access, trusted network and an untrusted network. That means authorized network and unauthorized network. So they pretty much say firewall checks the authorization of the network and then allow us to access anything. So consider in such a way, suppose you are living in a city where a number of people are there, right? And there is a private property and it is a main gate of private property. So you are coming from the city to get in this private land, right? So at that time you have to pass the security. Security will ask the reason why you are visiting, what do you want, what appointment you have, what is the work with the person inside, maybe in the private property. And then once you give all the proofs, then once the security guard will be satisfied, then he will allow you to access in the private LAN, and then you may be able to meet with the person. The same way firewall also work. It any external network comes, it checks the legitimacy and then allow you to access the internal thing. So this is a high level idea about firewall. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.